All right, so what I'm going to do in this video is I'll explain the four different types of AI agent patterns that you can build across all the different types of AI agent systems that you do design. And the reason why it's important to understand the differences between the different types of AI agent patterns is because when it comes to actually like designing AI agents, many times you'll come across a limitation in terms of how much output you can get with a simple system prompt or just a simple AI model. And in order to make it so that we can actually get an AI that is able to like operate in the real world and is able to like actually produce like real world outcomes, many times we have to design just a lot more complex systems. So what I'll start off with is a monolithic agent. Now, this pattern is very familiar, right? You may have seen it across just all of the different like AI agent builds. And pretty much what this whole pattern consists of is you have one AI agent or one LLM model, and you have like a single system prompt. And there's a variety of ways in which you can customize this different AI agent. As you can see within this example, this AI agent has access to a bunch of different tools. It's a calendar scheduling agent, so it's able to create events on Google Calendar. So it's able to do things such as get calendar events, update events, delete events, create events, right? Just all these different things. It has access to memory. So we can see that even though this is a single monolithic agent, right, with a single system prompt, it's very capable, right? Like due to tools, it's been given the ability to actually be able to perform a lot of different functions, right? So it's not just simple. If maybe if you're doing something a lot more simple, you could pretty much delete all of these different tools, right? And you could have a simple just LLM call, right? And this is very common for like just very simple tasks such as like just creating some type of script or creating an email or something like that. So then for pattern number two, what we have is a team of specialists. And this right here is a team of specialists in a sequential process. So what that means is that each agent runs one after the other. And, as we'll see, like all of these agents are kind of like different angles, but they're all serving the one key goal, which in this case is to handle the process of analyzing a certain candidate, right, for resume screening. So this is kind of like where we start to see like how agents are able to perform like in the real world when it comes to like actually producing real outcomes. And this is probably one of the more like common patterns that you will see just for like actual production level AI agent builds is you'll see like kind of like a modular stack of a bunch of different agents, all with different system prompt pertaining to just the exact task or slice of task that they're responsible for. So this is an education analyzer. This agent right here is analyzing the job fit. This agent right here is analyzing just soft skills, right? And this agent right here is analyzing like the experience, right? So they're analyzing different kind of facets of the input that they're receiving, right? Which in this case, the input would be a resume, and they're analyzing all of them. And then pretty much what you could do, right, is you could add in another agent that can take a look at everything, or pretty much you can build just like a profile based on all of these different analyzations, right? And you could have like insights just based on that. And where I would say like kind of the weaknesses of this pattern shows up at is the first thing is it can get expensive, right? Because as we see here, we're making four independent call. Now, many times like token costs, like they aren't really like too expensive. Like you're not going to go bankrupt from token costs. Now, if you're running like thousands of calls, right? Then at that scale, like that's where things definitely do start to differentiate. At a relatively small scale, many times it's manageable. And this is where it's really going to come down to like what task is the agent responsible for? Because if the task that the AI is responsible for is something that's mission critical, right? Then definitely like the cost of having an error from the AI, outweighs whatever cost it comes from like the actual token costs of the AI, right? All right, so then for the third type of pattern that I'll be sharing, we have a team of specialists, right? So this is very similar to the team of specialists that I just shared, but what's different is that this one right here is in a parallel process, right? So instead of the agents running sequentially one after the other, they're all ran at the same time, and from there, all of their inputs are merged and connected together, and then you have all the insights there. Now, what I would say, kind of the key edge that this type of build gives is that it allows for a much quicker latency, right? So, for tasks where speed and processing power is very important, right? This is where like we see that running things parallel instead of sequential is key, right? Now, of course, there's always a cost, which in this case, it does require more technical like capability because, as we can see, like you're running four processes at once. But the thing about this process is that you have to merge them, right? And in order to actually merge them properly, in order to merge all of the different outputs from the agent properly, what that means is you're going to need a key identifier. So each agent is also going to have to generate a key identifier as like the anchor so that with that anchor, that's how you can create the proper merging system um, just for all the downstream like nodes and functions, right? All right, and then when it comes to the fourth type of AI agent pattern, what we have, this one is pretty cool. So what we have is a manager review agent system. So with a manager review agent system, what we have, right, is almost like a organizational structure, but like with AI. So kind of like how in a regular company, you'll have like your manager and then you have like your baseline employees, right? This is a very similar kind of idea that we're building just within AI, where you can have a leader agent where for this case right here, this is like a stock analysis build, and we have like our speculation analyst, right? And this speculation analyst is responsible for pretty much coming up with ideas on which stocks in order to actually research, right? And potentially buy into or sell. And from there, this speculation analyst can send information to the researcher agents, right, which are the stock analyzer and the news researcher. And basically, with the two outputs that's generated from these two agents, that can go over to like the head quant, and in this case this would be like another manager, or I guess like a reviewer, and this reviewer would basically take all the information and process it in order to see, all right, is this a good call or not, right? And really where we find that this pattern performs the best at is in more of like those mission critical tasks where you want some kind of layer of review. You don't just want to have AI running its own thing. You want to have like an AI review and AI. That's kind of where we see that this pattern performs the best. All right, so in this video, I only shared like four different patterns, but like when it comes to the actual real world, right, there are like a ton of different AI agent patterns that you can actually build. And this is what makes this field so great is that there isn't just like one set pattern, right, or system prompt or tool configuration that works for every single build. It's very subjective just on how exactly you want to build things, depending on just what the users are actually looking for and what's considered a good output. So, that's the great thing is that many times you can actually like combine different patterns as well in order to create new ones. And as we go on into the future, right, we may start to see like new patterns kind of emerge. So it's kind of one of the great things about this scene. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for this video. If you found it helpful, drop a like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and take care.